Assalamu alaikum students, my name is Ms. Tabia and I'm your computer teacher. Today we are going to start our new topic, new unit of your book, that is unit number 5, Multimedia Creating and Sharing Digital Assets. As you all have seen the chapter name is Multimedia. So definitely we are going to start the topic of media and its types and how does a multimedia begins or have been made. When multiple types of media resources are combined at one place, that forms a multimedia. For example, videos, images, text, a media can be of any type. We will learn in this chapter that how we can create and share the digital assets. Digital assets are another name of multimedia assets. There will be 3 phases that we will learn in this unit. Number 1 would be planning, number 2 would be selection, and number 3 would be record and edit. In planning phase, we will learn that how to plan a media project using a brief and storyboard. Then in the selection method, we will learn that how to choose the right hardware and software for our project. And now in the last session, we will learn how to record video clips and edit them. It is going to be a very interesting topic. I hope you people will be enjoying it. Now, our next topic is digital assets. Digital assets can be images, videos, text, documents, movies, and graphics. The importance of planning is that we are going to learn about on some case study in this chapter. Okay? The case study would be that we are going to create a video using the shared digital assets. Okay? That means assets created by you and your classmates. The digital assets will be the short video of interviews with the classmates or the teachers. It could be a still photograph, it could be graphics such as logos and charts, text such as titles and captions. Okay, so we will only have a short time to create these assets and put them together, so we need to plan our work very carefully with our classmates. We need to choose the right hardware and software to create our content. Our project brief will help us doing this, but before that we will learn that why it is important to work together as a media project. Working together on a media project. Have you ever watched the end credits of a film, TV program, or computer game? Media projects often involve hundreds of people working together to create the final product. The people working together on a film are often called the crew. The average number of crew members in popular films is over 500. Modern video games are often developed by teams of more than 1,000 people. To work together on complex projects, crews or teams need to have a good understanding of their responsibilities. They need to understand how their work contributes to the final product. In this unit, we will learn some ways to work together with our classmates as a media production crew, because we are going to start a project and make a school video with the team of 10 members each in a class. What does a crew mean? A movie crew is a group of people who are hired to work on a film or movie production. The crew is responsible for the technical and practical aspects of the film and is separate from the cast and producers. A movie crew refers to the group of people working on a film production, each with their specialized roles like camera operators, sound technicians, lighting crew, and more. And the benefits of working on a crew include the opportunity to collaborate on a creative project, learn the new skills, gain the experience in the different aspects of the filmmaking, be part of a team with shared goals, and potentially work on a diverse projects with varying styles and locations. Usually, a majority of the crew members are the newbies who are new in the film industry or who are new in the multimedia industry, so that they can gain the experience and work at the higher level of the crew in the future. One of the most important decisions a media production team makes is about the technology. What software or hardware and digital service are they going to use as a team to make their project more vulnerable, more advanced looking. Technology has a strong influence on the projects, so you need to make choices very carefully. In this unit, we will learn that how we will analyze the choices and make the technology decisions. The development of the film technology has played a significant role in helping filmmakers to reduce the overall cost and enhance the speed at which films can be created. Means the timeline has been shortened and the cost have been reduced. We, just because of the technology has been advanced. Computers now have a major impact on the entertainment industry. They are employed to create striking special effects for the movies with the help of computer. They are employed in the editing of movies, the creation of animated features, the creation of multimedia presentations. These all are now done over the computer using the VFX graphics. There is no need to purchase any special dresses or any costly dresses or costumes for their um, roles. Okay, now they use VFX technology, graphic technology, and a green screen technology. With the help of computer, they just show whatever they want to show to us. We are going to start a new unit, that is 5.1 under unit 5 multimedia. We are going to start with the topic of planning a media project. In this lesson, we are going to learn that how to plan a project from a project brief and how to create a prototype to help you plan. What is the importance of planning? Why is it important role? Why does it play an important role in making a project? A little preparation can go a long way to ensuring your next video project is a success. Properly planning out every detail of the video beforehand can save an enormous amount of time, energy, and money when it comes time to shoot the project. A production plan is basically a short list and a schedule. It is important to put it on a paper and have it at your shoot. Preparing a production plan will also help you identify any missing elements in your storyboard. Where and when are good starting points when making your production plans? We are going to create a video using the shared digital assets. Means we are going to have a short video interviews and a classmates with the classmates or the teachers or the principal, still photographs of students, teachers, graphics such as logos and charts, text such as titles and captions, and we are going to arrange them at the end. But before then, few of you students are going to make a project brief. We will learn that what project brief basically consists of. What is project brief? A project brief is a short description of the key elements of your project. Think of it as a quick summary for project stakeholders and cross functional collaborators. Your project brief should communicate your project requirements without bogging your stakeholders down with too many details. Means it's a short summary document that tells you important facts about your project, what your project is going to cover. It should answer the questions like what does the customer want, who is the product for, when does the customer want it, why does the customer want it. These W questions will be covered in this project brief. Obviously, when a person is investing in a video, he or she doesn't have any time to just listen to the detailed project briefs. They have so the person who is creating a project brief should make a very few main important topics, cover the few main important topics about the project, who is it for, when it will be completed. It will include the project goals, the audience target, and all. This is an example of a project brief in your book. Over here, you can see the first heading is about the project. Over there, they have written that our school is creating a library of digital assets that will present a positive message about life at a school. Every student will be able to choose some of the digital assets to create a video. You all are given some areas to be covered. Okay, you are going to write about the project according to that area. Now you have to mention the project goals. Here, the project goals have been inserted the videos with a positive image about the school and learning, images of the school, information about the school. Now, they are going to mention the target audience. Their audience will be the current students who will have a record of their time at school, parents and carers who would like to see how their children are doing at school, and other children who might join the school, the new ones. Then they have mentioned the scope and production guideline, that what students are going to do and how they are going to do their work, how they are going to style their video, how they are going to, what content are they going to ask to the teacher or students, then what technical facilities are they going to use in it. Okay. Then they have mentioned the timeline. The timeline I have given you people is of a 1 month. Okay. When we are going to plan our project, we have to consider the three important planning options. That is, number one is prototypes, then we have the storyboards, and the last one is the requirements. We are going to learn in the next slide that what these three are doing. When planning a project, the project brief can help us to plan our project. In this project, the project is the video. In IT and media projects, people often use prototypes to plan a product. In more detail, after they have read the project brief, a prototype is a model of the product that you make during the design process. It helps you to imagine what the finished product will look like. It further have two different types. A low fidelity prototype is usually the earliest kind of prototype. It is often a hand-drawn sketch of a product or a service like a web page. Then we have a high fidelity prototype that is often quite close to the finished product or service. If it is a web page, it might have some working links and features to be shown to, so that we can understand that what actually the work is about. So whenever we are going to plan our project, we have to start with the prototypes. This is an example of a low fidelity prototype. You can see it's a hand drawn structure of a kettle. एक मैन्युफैक्चरर है, उसने कैटल बनानी है, तो उसने क्या किया, एक हैंड ड्रॉन स्ट्रक्चर बनाया है कैटल का कि दैट हाउ हिज और हर कैटल वुड लुक लाइक इन ओरिजिनल. उसने इसके अंदर कुछ उसके एक्स एक्सिस और वाई एक्सिस को भी डिस्क्राइब किया, यानी कि उसका वॉल्यूम कितना होगा, कितनी हाइट होगी, कितने उसका जो है विड्थ होगी, all of that. Okay, this is an example of a hand drawn sketch prototype that is also known as low fidelity prototype. Another example of a low fidelity prototype, this is an example of low fidelity, also the high fidelity prototype. You can see that after the hand drawn structure of a chair, he or she has also made, a carpenter has made a small working structure of that design which he or she has made to check the reliability कि either जो design उन्होंने बनाया है वो reliable है या नहीं है. Now here is an example of the prototype that is high fidelity prototype. If we consider a website, ठीक है, हमें एक वेबसाइट बनानी है. फर्स्ट पे हमने पेपर प्रोटोटाइपिंग की, यानी कि वी हैव डन द लो फाइडिलिटी प्रोटोटाइप हैंड ड्रॉन स्ट्रक्चर कि क्या क्या चीज़ें कहाँ आएंगी. देन ऑन द सेकेंड वन हमने थोड़ा और लो फाइडिलिटी को डिजिटल प्रोटोटाइपिंग पे लेगा, यानी कि कंप्यूटर के यूज़ करते हुए लो फाइडिलिटी हैंड ड्रॉन स्ट्रक्चर बनाया. देन कम्स द हाई फाइडिलिटी, जिसके अंदर हम उसकी वर्किंग भी दिखा रहे हैं, इमेजेस भी दिखा रहे हैं. एंड आफ्टर दैट लास्ट में क्या होता है, जब आपकी सारा प्रोटोटाइप बन जाता है तब आप उसकी एग्जीक्यूशन पे यानी कोडिंग पे आते हो. Next, whenever we plan to start a media project, the second step is to make a storyboard. A storyboard is a graphic representation of how your video will unfold, shot by shot. Meaning step by step how your video will look. It's made up of a number of squares with illustrations or pictures representing each shot, with notes about what's going on in the scene and what's being said in the script during the shot. Drawing a storyboard can help us think about every part of our design. An example of a storyboard, for example, you are going to make a school video, so the project name would be my school video. First screen would be the school year or your school building, okay, outside the school, and it will be shown for 5 seconds. Then interview with Majid, interview with Muhammad, interview with the teacher, this and that. Okay, so this is a storyboard, means you are going to cover all the steps, all the story in a step by step. It would make you easier to understand it. Coming to the next topic, that is understanding the requirements. In understanding the requirement, this lesson we are going to learn that how to make the right technology choices by understanding the requirements and how to prioritize requirements to make choices easier. First of all, we have to learn that what does a requirement mean. Our project requirements are the conditions or tasks that must be completed to ensure the success or completion of the project. They provide a clear picture of the work that needs to be done. They are meant to align the project's resources with the objectives of the organizations. Requirements are the things that technology needs to be able to do in order to help you achieve your project goal. In short, that whatever your need or your want is, that is known as requirement. Why is it important to understand the requirements? Requirements are the things that technology needs to be able to do in order to help you achieve your project goals. In any project, it is important to understand as much as possible about your requirements before you start the work. Our project is strongly influenced by the early decisions you make, for example, about what software or hardware to use. The graph shows how difficult and expensive it can be if you do not plan and think very carefully about your needs early on in the project. It shows that as the project goes on, making changes to the product can become more and more expensive. If you have not thought carefully about your project needs, you might find there are requirements that our chosen technologies cannot meet. It may be difficult and expensive to introduce new technologies. You might even have to redo some of the work. Look at the chart that how the difficulty and cost of making changes to a product or service look. When deciding the requirement, आपका cost जो है बिल्कुल nil है. When delivering the project, cost goes upper. When testing the product, it all goes upper. When launching the product, then it goes upper. And then after launching the product, the cost और बढ़ गई because we didn't choose the correct requirements, the hardware or software requirement for our project. How can we make the best choices? There are lots of different types of hardwares and software to choose from, so it's important to have an organized way of making the decisions. Here is a set of steps to help you. Number one is to understand the things you are trying to achieve. That are your requirements. Whatever you are going to do a project, whatever the project you are going to make, for example, you are going to make a video, you should need that what requirements do you need, do you have, okay? What do you require for making that project? For example, you need a camera, you need a tripod stand, you need any software for editing. Okay. Then step number two is to decide on what is most important. That is called prioritizing. Now, after you have made the project brief, now you are going to decide that what is the first step we are going to do to execute our project. So you have to prioritize your task. Okay. Then number three is research your choices and how they match your requirements and the priorities. That is called option analysis. Now you have to choose between the requirements and the prioritizing option. So that is option analysis. Now make your decisions based on your analysis. Now the last one is to make the any decision on its basis. Then whenever creating a list of the requirements, there are many ways of writing down the requirements for a technology project. These are the most important features of requirements, like use simple statements that are easy to understand even by people who are not technology experts. Include the role of the person or a team. Say what the person or team needs to achieve it. You can start it by collecting requirements by listing the roles that you and your team need to perform in the project. When you have identified the roles, write down the requirements that each of these roles has. You can write your requirements in a table. Here is an example of the functional requirements. The table shows some roles and requirements for a video project like the one in this unit. The table also shows the priority of each requirement. You will learn about prioritizing requirements in the lesson laterly, okay? For example, the role is of a camera operator. What would be the requirement? I want to be able to record high definition videos. Okay, the priority is must have because we need the high HD video. Then we have another camera operator. He wants to be able to check my recordings before without downloading it from the camera. It should be have. It should have. Okay, it couldn't have or it should have. Okay. Similarly, there is a very vast amount of roles in your crew. So each role has some different requirement and the priority. Okay, but what priority are we going to make first? Choose first the must haves. Okay. The requirements in this table are called functional requirements because they describe what technology must do to help the project. Okay. Coming to the topic of non-functional requirements, most of the projects also have non-functional requirements. Non-functional requirements describe how a piece of software and hardware must work. You can write non-functional requirements as a simple statement. For example, the software must process the video quickly so that the editor can work with them. You could set a performance target. For example, the app must start up in less than 10 seconds. Okay. A file sharing service must be a password protected so that the files are not lost or stolen. Hardware or software must cost less than $50. Software or hardware must work with other products and services being used in the projects. So the non-functional requirements often have values that can be measured. For example, a time limit or an amount of money. These are known as metrics. Metrics can be helpful when comparing the technology options. Now, in the last, we are going to prioritize the requirements. Projects often have many requirements. Often, you cannot meet it at all the requirements. Okay, this can make it difficult to choose a technology or service to help you deliver your project. Prioritizing requirements can make it easy to decide. When you have put the requirements in order of priority, you can focus on meeting the most important ones first. Prioritize the requirements by using the three categories. Number one is must haves, things your technology or service must be able to do. If you can't do these things, your project will fail. Should haves, things you should have but don't absolutely need. Usually because there are other ways of meeting the requirement. And the could haves, things that would be good to have but you can do without it. Okay, the unit 5.1 and 5.2 ends here. It will be continued in the next sessions. Okay, inshallah. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz. I hope you people have understood the topics.